Hello everybody, my name is Tinytree and this is going to be a new series that I'm doing. I don't really have a name for it yet, so it's just a show. I'm trying to do it daily, no guarantees, on top of my video load right now. On top of it, it's not like I'm going to stop doing 2 Let's Play episodes a day, but anyways, so I'm basically going to start doing these sort of things where I just talk about random rants, random rays, that sort of thing. If people have questions they want to send them in to ttreegaming@gmail.com, and I'll get them, and I'm happy to read them out and talk about them and that sort of thing. So if you have any questions, then I'd be happy to answer them, even if it's just like some random question that you want me to talk about. Anyway, so today I saw an interesting thread on reddit/r/games, which I'd recommend people check out if they don't know. It's a great place for gaming news, that sort of thing, gaming discussion, that sort of thing. Anything like that. And so basically somebody was saying that, is Square Enix, now that they've released Sleeping Dogs, which we know is a pretty good port, the only problems with it are, some control issues, and not all menus are mouse, like you can't use the mouse in all menus. Sometimes you have to use your keyboard and swap over, and it's a real pain in the ass. Like when you go to the save menu, you can click the save button, and then when it says save or load, you have to use your keyboard to hit save or load. Kind of not helpful, but it's not that bad. The graphics settings are amazing. There's a HD texture pack, which is not really HD. People are gonna get annoyed with me for saying this, but honestly, the non-HD looking Sleeping Dogs looks completely subpar, and the HD texture Sleeping Dogs looks decent, like what you would expect from a AAA game right now. Anyway, so it's basically what somebody said. Now that Square Enix had completed releasing Sleeping Dogs, he listed 3 examples that Square Enix cares about the PC user base, and said, hey, is Square Enix now like the unsurprising winner, or the surprise winner, rather, of the PC port market? And everybody's saying yes and no, yes and no. I would tend to agree, honestly. My opinion is a little biased. Let me go through what I'm saying. The 3 big games I can think of off the top of my head that Square Enix have released in the last few years, or the last year and a bit, have been Just Cause 2, Deus Ex Human Revolution, and Sleeping Dogs. There is obviously more, but those are the 3 that come off the top of my head. Those are the 3 main AAA titles, I guess I would say, that aren't like Final Fantasy or something, which, honestly, I don't really count any like the Final Fantasy or anything. I'm not really a Final Fantasy player, so shoot me. I know people are really interested in it, but I just never grew up with it. I grew up with shooters, I grew up with some platformers, but that style of like RPG, I guess you call it, I don't know, it never really grabbed me. And a lot of people say, what the hell's wrong with you, you're not really a gamer. I think they're full of shit, but what can you do? I mean, it's like a tired argument. When you hear me talking about this, you can tell I'm a little tired. It's because I'm so over the discussion, which is, it's just the way things are. But in any case, so what do I think? Was never really a huge Square Enix fan, but it's kinda hard not to like them, especially with the Sleeping Dogs, because Sleeping Dogs is true crime. Basically, the people who made True Crime made this. They just went with a different publisher. I forget who they were with. I think they were with Activision before. Don't quote me on it. But the True Crime games showed promise when I played them on the PS2. I think it was on the Xbox. They showed promise, but they just something was missing. The gameplay wasn't amazing, that sort of thing. It kind of was missing something. But the idea was great. Like, the idea was really, really great. But it just wasn't there. And they apparently got cannibalized, and then they took it to Square Enix, and Square Enix says, sure, but you can't obviously be copyright because they don't own the IP rights to True Crime, which honestly, it helped it. It really, really helped it out, because it felt much better knowing that it was a new game, it was a new IP, it wasn't True Crime rebooted. Well, that's basically what it is, but it's helpful when it's not labeled like that. The game is really serious, which is really good, but I'm not really going to talk any more about it, because I need to start doing a Let's Play of it. My concern with doing a Let's Play about it, and that's why I keep stalling on it, is I actually kind of hate doing commentary of it. That's a bit of fourth wall breaking. I love the game, but doing commentary of it is kind of hard because there's a shitload of cutscenes. So what I feel like I'm doing is I'm basically giving you guys cutscenes with a little bit of commentary in between, which I don't know if people are interested in that, but I'm right now going by the assumption that people are looking at my YouTube videos for my voice, my opinion, that sort of thing. That's right now what I'm going on, because honestly the content that I'm giving isn't exactly original. And I don't mean that as in like a detrimental way, I mean that as in, well, I'm a Let's Player in 2012. That's a dime a dozen. Anyway, so, that's why I'm hesitant to do it, but Square Enix, Deus Ex Human Revolution, great PC port. Trying to think of the top of my head what they didn't include. No, I mean the PC port for Deus Ex Human Revolution when I played it, great. I can't think of many things off the top of my head. Admittedly, it was a while ago. I completed it when it came out. I played it for like 3 days straight, finished it, and was like, whoo! And that's been it. I might play through it again. That might be a potential let's play. See, I'm more keen to do Deus Ex Human Revolution at this point than Sleeping Dogs. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna give it one more shot because I've done 2 episodes so far. I've tried to, and they've just not been up to scratch. And I think it's the game, and I think it's me. It's the same reason why I stopped doing The Walking Dead, is because it was too emotional and it was too slow, and it didn't really feel like it gelled at all with my commentary. So I stopped doing them basically. That's the reason I stopped doing that. But, you know, we'll see how we go. I might start doing Deus Ex Human Revolution. That's a good idea. I just came up with that now. I feel so proud of myself. But that was a good PC port, so Square Enix cares. They're 2 out of 3 ticks so far. Just Cause 2. Now, I love Just Cause 2, and you guys know that because you know I've been playing Just Cause 2 it's actually my primary Let's Play right now. Although there's more Skyrim episodes, I basically played Skyrim for like I want to say I put a lot more effort into the Just Cause one, and with Skyrim, I don't know, I don't think it was as good as at Let's Playing then as it was now. It sounds really weird because it was like a week ago or so, but I think the difference in my Let's Playing like now compared to like 2 weeks ago is catastrophically different. I think that I'm getting much better because I'm working hard. Honestly, I mean, I work hard to get better and better, so I think that it kind of shows. If you watch some of my early Skyrim, and then you watch some of my Just Cause 2, like my latest Just Cause 2 or something, I think I'm a lot better of a Let's Player right now. That's what I think. I don't know what other people think. I seem to be getting pretty decent feedback, honestly. Everybody who watches my content, thank you very much. It actually means a lot. I've been getting pretty positive feedback. I mean, I've had a few people say, hey, here's some things I'd like to see change, and I'm doing my best to implement them. And I really think those people are the coolest people, honestly, are the people who have taken the time to give me some really interesting feedback that isn't just like, your mic level's too high there. Well, I can try and fix that, that's fine, but that's not game-breaking shit there. I mean, that sounds like a little patronizing, but in all seriousness, it's the people who give you the feedback of the things you haven't even thought of, because honestly, I think a lot about the mic levels and sort of thing all the time, so when I tweak it wrong, it's helpful that I have one person say, hey, it's a little high, and I can go, oh, thank you, that's good. But when it's something like, hey, this style of commentary is really good when you're doing this, I can't really be specific, I don't want to be specific in this instance, but it's just people who give you really in-depth feedback about things you haven't thought of, like, well, one of the ones I got was the vlogging thing. I'll talk about that some other time. But anyways, so Square Enix, I keep going off subject. Expect this. This is actually what's gonna happen. So Square Enix, do I think so? Maybe. I mean, I feel like the bad PC port is disappearing in this age of consoles. Sounds like an interesting statement, but I'm going to clarify it. So the Xbox 360 and the PS3 have been out for like 6, 7, 8 years. At this point, I don't even know. It's been so fucking long. I was starting high school. I think the Xbox 360 came out just before I started high school. That's a long time ago. I would have been... Yeah, no. I would have been in primary school when the Xbox 360 just came out. I'm pretty young, waylads. If you know, I'm 18 years old. Holy shit, that I was 11, 12 years old or so when the Xbox 360 came out. So, that's kind of hilarious. That's hilarious, now that I'm thinking about it. I may need a fact check on that, but I'm fairly sure it was around that long. Anyways, so, it's... The graphics on consoles at this point are getting to the point where the difference between a PC game and a console game is getting so big. I mean, it goes up and down. At the start of the console generation wasn't as bad, but now it's getting so large when lazy developers just port over to PC in a really lazy way. They don't upgrade the textures, they don't add graphical settings and all that. It's really fucking obvious. I don't think anybody's worse at it. In fact, I think companies are actually better than they used to be. But I think now it's blindingly obvious if it's a lazy port. I mean, it was kind of beforehand, but now all I have to do is open up the game, and I can almost instantly tell, thinking, shit, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. So, and I think the reason that is just the difference in parts you have for a PC and an Xbox at this point. You know, an Xbox, I don't know the exact parts, but an Xbox uses, what, dual or quad core, it has a 512 meg video card, I know that much, and these sorts of things, so it's not exactly quick. I'm currently on my computer, this is not like a dick waving thing, I have a good computer, but not an amazing one, I want to get a little better. I'm using an i7 3600K, overclocked quite far, okay, I don't know how long, 16 gig of RAM, probably could do a little better there, and I'm using a Radeon 6970 Asus edition, and I'm going to get a second Asus, a second 6970. So I'm using an okay computer, good, but not like fucking stunning. I mean, it was good, would have been stunning about a year or so ago. I probably need a second video card, but aside from that, it's not too bad. See, the difference in parts there is ridiculous. So it's kind of like, and even people who are just using like what I would call the standard gaming rig nowadays, which is like, you know, people buy like a decent i5 CPU, they would buy like a 550 Ti or whatever they are for Nvidias. I'm not a fan of Nvidias, but I see them around, going around a lot. People buy 6970s, that sort of thing, and then they get like 12 gig of RAM or something, and that's fine for gaming, but that still shits all over a console at this point. So it's really interesting to see how the PC port's changing. Now, what I want to see is more developers like Square Enix saying, okay, so we are now accountable, because people notice now that if we produce a bad PC port, people are gonna notice. Like, it's crazy. So so it's, yeah, I don't know. It seems interesting, but I don't know. I mean, I personally want all developers to start saying, hey, the PC is a viable market because the PC is a more long-term market than the consoles are. And I know a lot of people are saying, that's not it. No, it's true. Fuck you. I hate people who say that it's not true. The PC market has and always will be the more sustainable long-term market for several reasons. The first reason is that PC is a stable platform that doesn't go away. It doesn't matter how good or how long the Xbox or console generation stays around. Once the console generation moves on to the next generation of consoles, that's it. Whereas with computers, the only generation that moves on is operating system, which at this point, they're all, you know, it's getting to the point where everything's pretty much still compatible, you know, and even then, old games which previously aren't compatible, we have now found ways to basically, like, hacking and that sort of thing where, like GOG, what GOG do, they don't hack, but GOG make like Windows 7, pardon me for the mic bump, GOG make Windows 7 PC games that were made in 1995, that sort of thing, so there's a lot of compatibility there, so it's a more long-term market. I still do buy old games. Fuck, the other day from GOG I bought, what did I buy? Oh, I think I bought an Age of Empires game, or something like that, or Empire Earth or something, and I bought like a really old game, so like I just felt like buying it basically. I think I saw it on special or something, and I just bought it, so that's cool. That people still do that. GOG has proven to be a good market. Steam is an amazing market, admittedly the games there aren't too old, but still we are seeing huge fire sale games do really well. Like, there are a lot of games which previously weren't doing very well, go on Steam on sale, then get viral. Look at Amnesia. Amnesia wasn't heard of. Admittedly, a few weeks beforehand, I had a friend say, hey man, check this game out, because he knew that I like scary stuff. I played through Penumbra, the latest Penumbra, and I liked it. I didn't even know they released another game, but they did, and that was Amnesia, and it got really popular, and that's great. But see, the problem with the console market is because the consoles, for the most part, take up shelf space, there's not as much of an online presence with buying games. It's getting better with the PSN and Xbox Live getting more games on the arcade and PSN network. It's good, but even still, it's just, it's just you can't sell games as long. The games disappear off the shelves and they don't get sold. They're all pre-owned, that sort of thing. So the PC is a much more long-term market just because of that. That alone is the generation moves on. Also, the PC has proven itself that like old games going on sale do sell. Steam has proved that old games are going on Steam now. That's what they do. A lot of games now, even if they originally were going with a third-party platform or something, they're actually moving to Steam now, which is a great move. I mean, you don't want Steam to get a monopoly, but at the same time, when everything is in Steam, you can't bitch about it because I never have problems with Steam. It's really weird. I tried buying Guild Wars 2 the other day, and they double charged me, and I'm still in the process of getting my money back. NC Soft is great. Don't get me wrong, but it's with Steam. I'm like, oh, I want that game. Click, click, done. Never a problem with it. Never had a problem with Steam. And I know people have had problems with Steam with other things, but I never had this issue, and I don't have any issues with Steam. When I want to buy a game on Steam, there's never a bug, there's never a glitch. It just goes through, it's on my gaming list, it's beautiful. And that's kind of what the PC gaming platform needed for a long time, and I'm glad it got it. I mean, Steam to begin with was a pile of shit. I remember getting that when it first launched. It's amazing to see how far Steam has come. It's come a very long way, and it's really amazing. But let's see, let's go back to the original question. Holy shit, let's see, this is what I mean, it's just a ramble. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this series yet. It's Daily Rant or something might not be a bad idea at all. Also, the game in the background is Smite, if anybody didn't realize. I hope somebody had realized by now. I've just thrown something on in the background. I played my second game of Smite today, and I had a bit of fun with it. It's alright. It feels like a League of Legends with different gimmicks. I'm not a League of Legends fan. I just like conventional Dota. Conventional Dota just feels the best to me. I don't want to get in an argument because I know people are extremely defensive of LoL and Dota 2 and Dota and HON. I don't really care, but my personal preference lies in Dota just because it's my style of thing. I don't really like the cartoony feel that Smite and LoL have, I guess. And I don't know. I can't explain it. But Smite's not a bad game. I've had fun with it. It's not bad. I don't think I'm going to play it quite a lot. But, yeah. In any case, so let's just recap things a little. God. Follow my train of thought. Square Enix. Would I say they are the savior of PC port gaming? No, but I think they're reliable. I think there are, right now, if there's any company you can rely on for PC port goodness, I think I would say Square Enix were up there. I would usually say THQ would be the best, because THQ have been pretty good usually, but as a result of Darksiders 2, I'm a little bitter about that, because that game kind of had potential, and it kind of still is a good game. I mean, it's got a nice aesthetic, that sort of thing, but the game just quite simply looks like arse, and it's just not up to snuff, really. I mean, it didn't feel that good playing. Like I don't know. It sounds really weird, but it didn't feel cohesive, I guess. I'm not really into Zelda games as well. I know, Jesus Christ. This episode's the martyr episode where I admit that I don't like Final Fantasy, League of Legends, and Zelda. Jesus Christ. The only way I could get my life threatened more, I think, would be to say that I hate Half-Life. I think Doom is the worst. Doom is the worst game of all time. World of Warcraft is the best and most cohesive storyline RPG. And shit, what else can I do to piss people off? Oh, Brink was amazing. Brink was Game of the Year last year. Thank you everybody for watching. That was, I guess, my first daily rant. That's what I'm going to do. I hope I made everybody angry by saying Brink was a good game.
An enemy has been slain.